Stay tuned to your lifestyle, leisure, and business radio.
Hello, good afternoon. Am I nervous? Yes, I'm nervous, but I'm excited. Good afternoon. My name is Nabia, and welcome to the first show of many, of a million shows. As I told my producer, Praise Bell, it's going to be a good show, and you're welcome to Z Decor Live. Z Decor Live is coming to you from the Z Multimedia. It's a new show that is dedicated towards interior furnishing and furnishing as a whole. What we seek to do, or what I seek to do by this, is to talk about everything that pertains to furnishing. We are not going to be stuck on a table, a chair, put in this corner, lights and all of that. We're going to take the conversation from ground up. We're going to start from where to get the things, if the things are of good quality, the price points, how to move them from where we get them into our homes, our offices, and yes, commercial spaces as well, because we are building spaces to rent out for tenants, for hospitality and all of that. So all those discussions are very important. Then we are going to have industry experts, and I have one here today. She's an amazing realtor. So she's going to help us on certain topics, but we're going to have industry experts, who are going to talk to us on specific things that are beneficial to this topic. Then we are going to have our DIY segments, which is very important because we need to transform our spaces in the most cost-effective way possible. Then, yes, we're going to talk about job opportunities, because what is there to discuss without educating ourselves on the various aspects of finding jobs or creating jobs. Then we have the tech discussions as well, because furnishing, like every other thing, has to do with tech. So it's a full package, it's a potpourri of so many discussions that Z is bringing to you. So Z Decor Live is very, very important. And we're going to have good music. Yeah, I told one of my people in studio that if he doesn't give me good music, then please, he should walk away and we'll close the show. And he promises that we're going to have good music. So welcome. Hello, welcome back. So the show has to be interactive. It can't be boring, because if it's boring, then what's the point of us sitting here every Friday? Yes, it's every Friday at 2 p.m. and repeat on Sundays. So it has to be interactive so that you can tell a friend, tell another friend, and tell all your family members, because in Ghana we have plenty family members. So I'm going to give you the numbers that you can reach out to, and please do, because it's based on your feedback and your interaction that we'll be able to present a good show for you every Friday. Okay, so the WhatsApp number, and WhatsApp everybody has, almost everybody should have WhatsApp. So the WhatsApp number is 0544 321 019. Please let me repeat that. 0544 321 019. Then the landlines, for those who are still traditional like my parents, 0303 956 641. Let me repeat that again. 0303 956 641. And as usual, you can follow on all our social media handles of Instagram, of X, and Facebook. Very important. So TikTok as well, and YouTube. So wherever you find Z Multimedia on all these platforms of Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and YouTube. You should. And I think I'm going to create it. You know, I don't have a TikTok. It's awful, but I have to create one just for you people, so you see. All right. So yeah. So we are back, and our next segment is DIY, which is just a short acronym for do it yourself. So this segment is going to be one where we give you tips, or I give you tips on what you can do to reusing certain pieces around your home. You know, sometimes we buy items and we just throw them away because we don't know what to do with the containers. We don't know how to repurpose even old outfits, all sorts of things around us. So this particular segment is dedicated to that. And to make it more exciting and relatable, once in a while, we're going to have somebody come in and would give ideas on what they have done in their own spaces and in their offices, their homes and commercial spaces, and in their rooms, because these days you come online and you see people are showing us or showing off their nice rooms, and they have these lights and they have these things. So this particular segment is dedicated to that. So if you follow us online on our social media handles, you'll be able to see that. So it's a good incentive to be following us every Friday from 2 p.m. So this particular segment, I mean, today is very light, nothing heavy for today. So I'm going to just go into how to repurpose our vases, our old vases. So not every home has a vase, but these days we like to use our vases in our living areas, in our offices and all of that. And sometimes we get exhausted and we get tired of the vases, and we just put them somewhere we don't know what to do. So if you have a vase and it's a ceramic vase, okay, one way of repurposing it, of giving it life, is to go and find a sprayer, right? Somebody who knows their way around paint, who knows their way around pottery, okay? Because you don't just have to go and give it to any normal sprayer, they will spoil it for you, but somebody who understands paint. So take that pot that you are tired of, that vase you are tired of, just go and give it to that person and tell the person, you know what, I want something different, okay? Choose your colors, and there should be colors that you like, colors that you are interested in, colors that reflect you and your lifestyle. And if I'm using green here, because my guest is in green, so if you choose green, she'll beat me, I know. If you choose green, take a shade of green, let them spray it for you, and bring it back indoors and put it somewhere close to you that will remind you, because this is your favorite color, that would uplift your mood and uplift your spirits. But aside that, don't just put the vase just there. There should be something that triggers your memory of warmth, of something that makes you happy, excited. So this can be a picture, this can be a verse, this can be an award you've won that you've hidden somewhere. Bring it out again, frame it, and put it by that new repurposed vase. And trust me, if you don't believe anything I say, trust me that you'll be excited and you'll be what's the word? I'm trying to look for a word. Someone should help me. You'll be excited all over again. So this is my tip for the day. When you are exhausted by the vase, don't go and hide it somewhere, especially if it's a ceramic vase, because we normally buy those ones because those ones are around us all the time. Just go and look for somebody who is really good with colors. Let them stain it or spray it for you and bring it back in, bring it close to you, and add something else. Okay, so that is our tip for DIY for today. All right, then. My favorite songs. So if you're not dancing, then please, you have a big problem. But before I bring my beautiful Lillian, who is in green, I used her green as my talisman today. Let me go over the numbers that you can use to reach us. So the first one is the WhatsApp number 0544 321 019, 0544 321 019. Then landline 0303 956641, 0303 956641. And we are streaming live on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram, on X, TikTok, and YouTube. So please make it as interactive as possible, because this is the only show we have. I mean, the only show that talks about interior furnishing and talks about exteriors, talk about everything that has to do with furnishing. This is the only show in the whole of Accra, I dare say. So please make it as interactive as possible. So now we are getting ready, or we are already ready to talk to one of my favorite people who I haven't seen in how many years? Her name is Lillian. If you follow Lillian on social media, Lillian gives a lot of advice, and especially now that it's raining. I've been reading, I've been laughing, and it's the truth she's telling about how to get land and make sure that you're not going to buy land in a weird space that is waterlogged. And she's always prompting, and you should follow her. And aside that, Lillian sells land, she sells homes, she sells commercial spaces, she gives valuable insights when it comes to interior decor. So when this topic came of designing your space for productivity, I just knew immediately that I wouldn't have any other person than Lillian. Oh, Anameboa. Yes. So Lillian, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I think the weather is lovely. It's been lovely for some time now. I don't like all the heat, so this is a weather that I really enjoy. And thanks for having me. I'm surprised that a radio station would actually dedicate time to something as important as interior designs. I think that one of the sector of real estate that is not really talked about very much or is not given much attention is interior.
Yes.
And so I think that this is a good thing. I'm hoping that this program will reach its target audience. Also, I mean, when you told me about it, I said, oh, I'm hoping for the day that Nabia will say, Lilia, we are having a fair.
Yes.
I mean, where we have people come in to show what they have, because people need to find things. And sometimes finding furnishing and interior things can be a problem, or even who to speak to can be a problem. So, I mean, this is a beautiful program, and I hope that, I mean, you do well. Congrats once again.
Thank you. And I'm stepping on what you're saying to even come to the next point, that why is it difficult to find things in Ghana? What, like, this is not even like part of what we're going to discuss, but I just want to take your thoughts on that, because when I get jobs to furnish spaces or people come to me for recommendations, I find it so difficult to find the right things.
Yeah.
Is it that we don't have taste? We're not bringing the right things? What do you think? What do you think?
I think that when it comes to real estate, Ghana is just scratching the surface.
Okay.
There's so much that needs to be done, and there's so much that will be done. And so the reason why we have these problems is because we are just scratching the surface. We have a huge housing deficit. That should tell you how much of real estate we actually need to put in place. And so when you see people or hear people say that, oh, we say we don't have money, but we are always building. I say it's a good thing. We need to actually build. Infrastructure is what drives a nation. And so that is the reason why. But in the past decade, the real estate sector has become very vibrant. Everywhere you go, you find somebody putting up something. And we've become more enlightened.
Yes.
And so now we want very good interior that serves purpose, not just for the aesthetics, but something that actually works for us. And so you find that now we have a lot of interior decorators coming up in the system, which is good because then it's going to create employment as well. So we are just scratching the surface. It's going to get bigger and better. That's why I think this program is of a valuable, is going to be very valuable to your audience.
Yes. And I also say that now we are going for function over flex. At first it was all about, I want pink. But what's the reason of having a pink bed when you can't sleep in the bed? You know, the bed is not good or it's not worth the pinkness. So for me now, it's function over flex. But let's come to today's topic proper.
Okay.
Today's topic is designing your space for productivity. And I said the reason why I chose you is because you play in a bigger space. You know, you sell land, you sell houses. And the houses also, there are different types, because sometimes I see a townhouse. Sometimes I see Lillian selling just a small 2-bedroom somewhere. Then I see all of a sudden a commercial space as big, hotel. So looking at all these things that you do, like on your radar, on your portfolio, what do you understand by the topic, designing your space for productivity? What's the first thing that comes to you?
I think the first word I thought about when you contacted me was functionality.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay.
I love that.
So a lot of the times when people hear interior design, the first thing that comes into their mind is aesthetics, how the place looks. But I always say that a home or a space goes beyond how it looks. It's about how you feel and how you're able to function properly in that space. And so for me, when you talk about a space and productivity, is how the space makes you feel and how you're able to function properly. So whether it's your home, whether it's the office, whether it's a church, whether you're putting up an apartment, say an Airbnb for rental, how does the client feel once they enter an apartment? So sometimes I take clients to an apartment, and once they enter, they tell you, I like this. They don't have any questions whatsoever. They feel that anything they need to be able to function properly in that apartment is there. There's a desk, there's a chair, it's not just a chair, but it's comfortable.
Yes.
It's not too low, not too high. It serves their purpose. There's a kitchen, there's a table, all those things. So it's about functionality. How does this space help me become more productive? How do I feel when I'm in this space? Am I more alert or am I sleepy?
Yes. Oh, Lillian. You see why I said Lillian is the best person for this? Because you see, if I say it, you say I'm doing too, but you see, this is the expert, so she's telling you exactly what it is that you need to know. Lillian, why are we missing the point when it comes to layout? Because you just spoke about everything, and I'm using that one word, layout. Why are we missing the point on a bed has to be in this corner? A console has to be in this corner. It shouldn't be too big. I should be able to walk around. I should be able to move. Like, why are we missing the point on layout? What's the thing there?
So the problem is this. A lot of us don't like to pay for service in this country.
Can you repeat that so they hear it?
A lot of us do not like to pay for service. And so you go to a friend's house, you see something, and you copy blindly.
Yes.
Your friend could be taller than you.
Thank you.
So that means that there's a certain chair that you need to be able to use, or a bed, or whatever. So as to whether what you've seen somewhere else, online, in a friend's house, or somebody's recommending to you actually serves the purpose that you want these things for is another story altogether. So the number one reason is that a lot of us do not like to pay for services. And it's actually surprising, because if you can afford to buy a 2 million CD home, why don't you want somebody to tell you that, look, this is how you need to set up this place so that you feel at home in this place? You shouldn't spend money to put the structure down, and then when you enter the structure, when you enter your home, now you feel agitated. You don't. A home should be cozy enough that no matter how much fun you're having outside, you still want to come back home. Yes. Yeah. And so it's about getting the right people, talking to the right people, making sure you have the right things there.
Okay. Oh, Lillian, I'll hug you after this. And another thing which you said, which like struck me, and I've been seeing it, your home should be able to draw you back in.
Yeah.
No matter how many parties you're attending,
Yeah.
no matter what it is that you're doing outside, your home should always draw you back.
Yeah.
And today is World Girlfriends Day, and I tell people that if you're complaining that I'm talking about girlfriends in the man-woman point of view, and he doesn't spend time at home, and he's always out, and he says the house is boring. It's because of the layout.
Yeah.
There's nothing exciting. When he comes, he's stressed. When she comes, she's stressed.
Yeah.
The chair is not comfortable. She can't even stretch her legs. Layout is very, very important.
Yeah.
And it comes to things like lights, color, and furniture. Let's start with lighting. Lillian, please let people know that lighting is very, very important. And there are types of lights.
Yeah.
So please, start the conversation. I'll be doing your backing vocalist here.
Okay. So one thing that people should understand is that lighting, whether you like it or not, it affects your mood.
Thank you.
And so when you walk, last week I went with a client to a property, and when we entered, she didn't want to stay long. She liked the property, but she said, Lillian, I'm getting anxious, so I want to get out. And later she explained to me that the place was too dark. And it is true. There wasn't proper lighting in the corridors way up into the apartment. And so lighting affects your mood, whether you like it or not. And when it comes to lighting, the best we recommend is natural light.
Thank you.
That's why I'm always telling my developers that we look online and we see this tiny box windows, and we do it may serve the purpose for another country because maybe the place is much colder, but this is Ghana. We're in the tropics. It's warmer, and we have a lot of sun here, so that means that we have natural light. And so I tell them, give them larger windows.
Give us louver blades. Give us, please, that's my thing. Give us louver blades. Give us nice, big, custom, even that ceiling to floor. If you give me ceiling to floor windows, I'll take.
Yeah.
Yeah, because look at this weather that we are in, and people have tiny windows, so they are forced to even put their ACs on. But imagine if we follow what you're saying,
yes,
and we give us big windows, all this air, right?
Yes, comes in. Yeah. The other thing is that your lighting also affects your body. It helps with regulating your body system. And so there's something that when you're in the sunlight, you realize that you feel a bit energized more than when you're inside. It's the same thing when you're working or in a space that is more light up. And so for whatever space you're looking in, look at getting the certain kind of light. There are different kinds of lights, actually. And so not every light works for every space.
Please tell them.
One of the things I've realized is that there's this LED lights, this LED lights, where everybody is getting it for their properties.
I don't like those lights at all. They're ugly. Please. Okay, you didn't hear from me. Please continue. Don't mind me.
And then there are also spotlights that people, are crazy about. So you see them, a lot of them in the properties. And then I ask, why do you have so many of them? Did you talk to there are people who are actually lighting experts. Yes. So when you talk to them, they tell you that, okay, for this room, you need this light. There are lights for bedrooms. There are lights for living rooms. And if you are setting up, back to the topic, a productive area, somewhere you can work from home, you don't only have to depend on your ceiling lights, especially if it's dim. You also need to get like a table lamp or something so that you feel more alert and you have more clarity whilst you're working. Now for lights, one of the things you can do is to look at cool whites or daylight, LED lights. Those ones are better. It helps to keep your brain alert whilst you're working. It makes you realize that this is daytime. It mimics daytime. So it feels like this is daytime. I'm working. This is not a time to sleep, or this is not a time to feel sluggish at all. Yes. You also are looking at fluorescent lights. Now, fluorescent lights, some people have complained that it gives them headaches. And some also says that over a period of time, they feel dizzy around it. So if you're going to be sitting around lights for a while, they are not lights that we recommend for you. For workspaces, we say that, look, for lights, always have your desk around, say, a window. So that when you open your curtains, and don't use blackout curtains.
Please tell them again. I say it all the time.
Yes, don't use blackout curtains. Use normal curtains or sheen curtains, so that once, even if you don't pull it aside, there's still some lights coming in for you.
And to add to her point, you see, blackouts we normally use in our bedroom settings, because blackouts, the main purpose of blackouts is supposed to make you sleep. It's supposed to sedate you, put you in that energy of close your mind, put all the problems away. But I see people taking blackouts and bringing it into their office spaces, and I'm asking, do you want to sleep in your office? Is that an extension of Airbnb now? So we have to do things properly. There's a reason why international firms, when they're coming to build their office spaces in places like Ghana, I'll use the Ghana example, they come in with experts at every level. But whilst we are building our offices, we just put the building up and we just say, oh, one chair, one table. It doesn't work like that, So please, as for the blackouts, I totally agree with you, Lillian. It's not your office, is not your bedroom, so please, let's stop doing that. And this show, Zedeco Live, is going to keep repeating, regurgitating all these things, all these little mistakes that we've seen. And Lillian and I will be talking about, I'll bring her back, she's perfect, as you can see. So I'll bring her back because she's hitting the points exact. I'm not even talking plenty. She's hitting the points for me. Someone like, you buy her cake. All of this. Okay. So let's move to indoor and outdoor workspaces, for instance. Okay. Now we are in this moment of we're not so tight working indoors. Now you can, certain offices, you can have outdoor spaces and all of that. How do we promote functionality there? How do we make it better?
Okay,
what do you think about this topic in general?
I think that outdoor actually can serve as a good space to have a setup to work from home, or a place to meditate. If you're somebody who loves writing, outdoor is great, because nature in itself reduces stress. Yes, so when you're in nature, your stress levels come down. You're able to concentrate and also work better. But you have to bear in mind that this is Ghana. We have a lot of sun in this country. And so where exactly are you putting that? What times are you going to be there? Because if you're setting up in, say, your garden or, say, your corridor patio, you need to understand that there are certain times you may not be able to function properly there. When the sun is out, or if your property is by the roadside, where there's a trotro passing, they're shutting a crack circle, you can't,
I love that.
You can't function properly there. The whole idea of design and setup is to be able to function properly. But with say the garden or outdoor, what you need to look out for is to look for the right spot. You should scout your property, scout the space, and then look for the right spot. If you feel the sun is going to be a problem, you can look for an umbrella or a small canopy. You put it there. You can also look for where to connect your power, because you're going to be working there. So where am I going to be connecting my power? You should also look for something that's going to be able to distract you. So headphones is like a good example. You put it on so that if there's noise outside, it blocks it out for you. And then also, like I said, what is the right time? Is it evenings? Is it mornings? What time can I use the space? Because obviously, depending on the weather, you can't be outside all the time.
Yeah.
And so what time is going to work for you? But like I said, the whole idea is so that you can be able to function properly. So yes, you can set up a very lovely work area outside, especially if you're a writer, or sometimes if you just want to meditate. I do that. I go into the garden. I just sit there, and then it helps you, think properly, gives you some peace, stress levels go down and everything. All this will not work for you if your house is close to a very noisy place. If there's a school nearby, if there's a mosque, if it's very close to the work site, you may just waste money, buy all these things, and it may not work for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I love what you said when you use the word garden. Lillian, why are people concretizing everywhere? What is the thing? What is that? There's no tree. There's no grass. There's nothing. And they think it's not, this is not nice. I'm saying it. I've said it. It's not nice. There's no greenery. Everything is concrete. And the one that really upsets me is the tile. They'll tile the whole house. Hey, when did we start that?
Yeah, so this is what is happening. Again, we are copying just about anything and everything without thinking or asking ourselves, these things we are copying, these things we are doing, does it even help us?
Yes.
Where do we live? It's important. Location is key when it comes to real estate and everything. So where do we live? We live in the tropics. Do we have rains? Yes, we do. Do we have proper drainage?
I'm shaking my head no.
So why are we tiling everything? But you see, that is what makes other people stand out. I say that the more the world is rushing and becoming chaotic and everything and artificial, if you can go natural, then you will stand out. And so that is why if you are an interior designer who is going to advise your clients that let's do a lot more natural things, they will come to you.
Yes.
If you're a developer who believes in nature, and so you offer plants, greens, proper drainage and everything, your properties will sell. If I come to your apartment and there are plants, and I know that this is going to purify the air for me, obviously I will choose your apartment. And so with everything that is going on, my advice is that, look, if you're in the industry, just try to stand out by being more natural.
Because, and this is something that you have written extensively on, like I see you write it on LinkedIn, I see you write it on Facebook especially, that we should go green. There's no point in seeing something on Pinterest.
People just think that, and it is true, maintaining a garden is these days, even the gardeners, when they come, small job, they want to charge you. So I think that it's just running away from maintenance. But what people don't realize is that the greens are actually medicinal.
Yeah.
Stepping into the grasses barefoot has been proven medically to help you. And so, and even working in the garden is a form of exercise actually. And so the more we are trying to run away, the more nature will keep forcing us to go back to what is natural. Yes. And so it's just about trying to evade all those, because now when you have plants, now that it's raining, maximum every 2 weeks you need to trim it because it's growing and everything. But I said that, look, if you can't afford to get a gardener, go to the shop, buy your own stuff. You
DIY,
do it.
do
You
yourself.
yes, you do it yourself, and it's a form of exercise for you. Yeah.
And to add to your point, okay, if we the homeowners are being very quote unquote chisel about all of that, then what about like these big buildings we put up for commercial purposes? It's like, apart from the hotels who are trying to maintain green, the rest for corporate offices, all they do, they just cut everything. And
it's because don't they have
the budgets for it?
It's not about budgeting. What you allow is what people will do. When you go to other jurisdiction, I use Singapore as an
please
example.
do.
It's green everywhere, right from the airport to apartments to office complexes. It's green everywhere because it's a national policy. Yes.
Okay.
And so it's about what we allow. If I'm coming to develop a property in your country and you're not telling me to green everywhere, because maintaining it is going to cost me money. If I tell my compound, then all I need is to get it cleaned, swept every morning, and I pay the cleaner anyway. But if there's a gardener, then I need to factor in the cost of the gardener, maintaining the plants, the trees and everything and all that. So if you don't have that policy, then of course I will come and do what is allowed in your country. So maybe we should look at greening the whole country all over again. Yes, we are not doing bad. From the air, we look very green.
So you drop down and you're like, hey, Ghana, my motherland. What is going on, you know? But it just fits perfectly into the next thing of cultural style and personalization.
Yeah.
What can we do? We've bashed we've bashed the spaces, but if we move indoors, what can we do indoors to make our places more green and more functional? These days I see these beautiful big planters. They're not natural, they're artificial. But sometimes I tell people that if you cannot do like the proper indoor plants, you give me big windows and let me bring you artificial plants just to give you that greenery. But what do you want to add to that point?
So when it comes to plants, I love plants. When I try to have as many as I can, there are ones that you can keep indoor. Okay. So whether it's in the office, whether it's in the school, and even hospitals, they're so important.
Why don't we have plants in hospitals?
Most of the private hospitals too. I don't know about the public ones.
No, we don't in public.
Yes, but most of. So nature has a way of healing people on its own. I did an interior work for a hospital. I added an aquarium, so many plants. And the gentleman was like, Lillian, an aquarium? I said, yes. When somebody comes in with a headache, they need to wait in the waiting area before they are attended to. Of course, they'll be looking at the aquarium. That in itself is going to make them feel more relaxed, even before they see the doctor. So in our spaces, there's so much we can do. There are low maintenance plants, like the snake plant, for instance. Perfect. For that plant is very it can withstand just about anything. Yes, and it's so it's not expensive. You can get one by the roadside by all those guys that are selling by the roadside. You can get some. There are so many of them that you can get. So what you need to do is to look at your space. Where can I put this plant? How is it going to serve me? And then start with one. That's how planting or gardening works. Next time you want another one. The next time, by the time you realize you are living in a forest, but for a good thing. And so it's something we must incorporate. For every apartment that I have done the interior, I put a natural plant in there. I personally, I don't like the artificial plants. I don't like them. But if you like them, that's fine. But there are low maintenance plants that you can put inside. Incorporate it, put some there.
And that even fits into the sustainability theme that is running everywhere. You know, we are going green, we are green up our spaces. So I don't even know why we are running away. And you see, one thing that we also miss is talking to landscapers. You know, when I was growing up, we had so I grew up on the University of Ghana campus, and we had
that's a very green space.
Oh God, I miss it so much. I used to think it was boring, but now that I'm like, oh my God, take me back. And we had like the gardeners, you know, they come every week, they go around, they check. And my mother used to plant, because the houses at that time, I think still, like the compound was big. You know, each house had a very big compound. So you're forced to plant something. You cannot say you won't plant anything. And so most of the houses had potted plants outside. And these boys, when they are coming around to inspect, to weed, they could even talk to you and advise that, oh, madam, this one will work, this one will not work. So I knew from there on that we had something called landscaping or landscapers. It's like we don't want to, as you're saying, we don't like to pay for services. These are people who can advise you. Even the men and ladies we buy the flowers from.
They know so much about the plants.
They know so much. But we just say, oh, I'm just putting in indoors, and they will tell it to you. They're not under any obligation to. But I encourage us to talk to them. They know so much.
Yeah.
And any interior furniture worth their salt would always give you a budget for plants. That includes plants.
Yes.
If the person is not giving you plants, please, I don't know where you found that person. That person doesn't know their left from their right. And can I take you back a bit to re-emphasize this point for me about, before we come to budgeting and practical solutions, let's talk about a bit of cultural design differences. I want you to really hammer that, because people are still stuck on this Pinterest of all white, clinical looking, minimalist. I don't even know what that is about. But you have children, you have a lifestyle, you have hobbies. We do color in our countries, but they go on Pinterest, they go on House, they go on Architectural Digest, they go and see something, and they want you to replicate. And even the budget for that kind of replication is not a funny thing. So can you please, at least at your level, also let us know or give us insights? Like, there should be more of insight into our cultural and regional design differences, so people understand that we are in Ghana, we are in the tropics, we're in Africa, we do color. So please.
I understand that we do color, but if you leave it to people, the sort of things you will see.
Oh, that's true.
So I think that it starts right from the ground up.
Okay.
So your tiles, your floor tiles, up to your walls, okay, your ceiling lights and all those things must be colors that are a bit neutral and toned down. Okay. If you want to add color, you say for a space, for instance, for a workspace, you don't want to go like hot red on your wall.
That's scary.
That's a bit scary and a bit distractive.
Yes.
But you can add, and this is a tip, if you have red, add a bit of white to it, and you get a shade that is perfect for your wall. If you have hot blue, add some white. So there's a group of colors that are actually generated by adding white to them. And these colors actually work perfect for spaces. If you want some color, don't do the hot colors for your walls, especially for work or productive spaces. Don't do hot colors. Don't do gloomy colors too.
They'll tell you, these are our corporate colors. That's what they'll tell you. These are our corporate colors. But you please continue.
Gloomy colors like black, dark. It's dark gray. Light gray is okay, but dark gray, black. It's sort of like adds a very gloomy feeling, downness to the space and everything. And so with that too, what you can do is that if you have such a space, because it's your company color or whatever it is, then add a wall art that has color so that it brings some life to the space. Otherwise, then the place looks very dull, very gloomy and all that. If it's your bedroom, please go for very neutral colors. You want a place where you can sleep. Your bedroom is not an art gallery or show where you want so many things. Sometimes one wall, you have this, you have that, there's a wall clock, there's this art frame, wall art, there's pictures, there's so many things. So you look at it and you don't have any peace of mind as you're even going to bed. So give your walls neutral, toned down colors. Even for your tiles.
Oh, please talk
even
about
for your
the
floor
tiles.
tiles.
My goodness.
Yes, even for the floor tiles. We've seen tiles, we've seen floor tiles that are in vogue. The fact that it's in vogue doesn't mean that it's what serves the purpose for that particular place.
Okay. All right. I hope you have enjoyed the conversation. My guest is Lillian Nate. She is amazing, Lillian, but she is what do I call her? She's a realtor extraordinaire. Should I call her that? Yes. So if you're looking for Lillian to give you advice, not advice per se, but to look for good spaces to build, she can find you land, she can offer interior decor services. You're looking for commercial spaces to start your business, or you're looking to sell it, she's the best person to find and advise you on all of that. So Lillian, budgeting. It comes back to the money. The money is like everything. I have 3 questions for you. Hopefully we can squeeze it in. The first one is, I don't have money, I'm broke. What do I do? How do I turn, say, my 2-bedroom into a functional space? Like, what do I do? What are the first things that I should look at?
So for a functional, productive space, you need a desk, a very steady desk.
Okay.
You need a desk because the mind is such that the mind knows that a bed and then a couch are for relaxation. And so if you're seeking for or scouting for furniture for a productive space, it's not a bed and it's not a couch. So you need a desk, you need a chair. You need to look for a chair. Now, if you don't have money, I always say this, even a dining table chair is fine, but always have a cushion to support your back. It's so important so that you don't hurt your back. Because if you're going to be doing a lot of sitting, your back needs to be properly positioned. If you live in...
Forgive me for doing this. I only do it once. I want to mention the lines again so that people can send you 1,000,001 questions. So our WhatsApp line 0544-321-019 and landline 0303956641. WhatsApp again is 0544-321-019. Lillian, I'm with you. Please continue.
If you're seeking to buy a chair, there are specific chairs for work purposes. And that's one thing we don't also take into consideration. So you have people working in their offices, work from home, they complain of backache, waist pains and all that. It's because they're not using the right chairs for the purpose that they need. And so you need to look for ergonomic chairs. Those ones are designed with your spine in mind, with your back in mind. They support your spine, and then you don't have to end up in the hospital or with a doctor with back problems. You also have to look at a chair that gives you good support for your lower back. You also have to look at a chair that has armrest, because at some point you need to rest your arms as well. If you live in a smaller space, these days when you go to a lot of the bigger malls, they have woods that you can buy and do yourself, so you can install them. They act as a table or a desk for you, so that you can work from those corners. Now, look for, even in your apartment, where is it that you don't use very often, or where is there less traffic? You can set up a small productive corner there. Now, with those corners, what you need to do is also look for lightning. So you can get like a lamp, table lamp, to give you some light. Also, look for storage, because you don't want the place to be chaotic. And so look for storage. So you can get, there are so many tables that come with storage. So you can get a small storage so that you can keep stuff in there. Your table is clear. A cluttered place actually is a distracted place. You can't function properly in a place that is all cluttered. Everything is everywhere. Cables. Now we have a problem with tech.
Please tell
we have
them.
A problem with tech.
Tell them.
So there's a phone charger, there's a laptop charger, there's this charger, that charger. So you have cables all over. So you need to find a cord so that you're able to pack all of these into one space so that your place looks very neat, very clean. What this does for your mind is that your mind begins to act seriously once you sit behind this desk. It knows that it's time for work. Your bed and your couch is not for work. When you're sitting on your couch, you realize that you move forward a bit if you're working on your laptop, and that affects your back. It's terrible. You have so many people complaining of that, and it's because you're working from your couch. You're working from your bed.
please go ahead.
So that is one of the things you need to do. Also look for a space, or like I said, a space that is not too used. Is the traffic in that space is minimal, so that when you're working from there, you don't have a lot of distractions. And then look for multifunctional furniture as well. So because you have a small space, don't go and buy a huge desk. Because there are even hanging desks. They are foldable ones. Yes. After working, you just fold it down so that it serves its purpose for you.
And I tell people that you must learn to use your walls when you have a small space. You must learn to vertically use your walls. People don't like to use their walls, you know. Correct. And it's like, oh, it's a rent. I'm like, okay, so ask your landlord. Ask him if he will allow you. And most of them, once you would make sure you put it back the same position in which you rented, they will allow you. Yeah. So learn to go up, you know. So I have a question here for you. Well, it's similar to what you're saying. But let me read it. It said, what kind of furniture setup is best for someone who works from home and has limited space? It's essentially what you're...
So if you work from home, Erica, like I said, your first thing is to look for an ergonomic chair. It is so important. Now, what are these? These chairs are made to support your posture, to support your health, and also to support the natural shape of your spine. And so because you're going to be sitting for a long time behind your PC or your laptop in that space, look for a chair that supports your back. Okay. Now, if it's a small space, like we've already discussed, don't go for a huge desk. They are foldable. In fact, your area carpenter can do that for you. They just mount it to the wall. You can keep it there, or you can let him do the foldable one. So once you're done with your work, you just bring it down or take it up. It's locked, it's tagged in, and then you use it as and when you need it. Also, because it's going to be your workspace, own the space, personalize it. Okay, your favorite scripture, you can frame it, put it there. Get a plant. It helps you. I mean, let the place be more like a sanctuary where you're going to work to make money.
Okay, Yaira also asked that, is it advisable to put, I know this one will make you laugh, is it advisable to use blue lights in your bedroom? You should see
blue lights.
You should see her face. I know.
Why would you want to put blue lights in your bedroom? Okay, so I mean, growing up, we used to see those lights. Yes. Some people had blue, some people had green, some people had red. It's your bedroom. Now, your bedroom is supposed to be the place where you relax, you recharge, and you rejuvenate. Exactly. As much as possible, toned down lights are, warm colors. Warm lights are better for your bedroom, because that's where you're actually supposed to sleep in, recharge for the following day. So I don't know about blue lights, but I won't recommend blue lights for a bedroom. No,
please don't do blue.
Unless you have a specific reason why, and that will work for you. No. Otherwise.
Even if you want to do a romantic setting, please no.
Yeah, maybe the whole idea is a romantic setup.
Berdis also says, I think people are. Oh, don't worry, we'll bring her back. She will come and give us, because you see, we're so right. The producers have to buy me cake because I was so right in bringing Lillian. But there's another question from Berdis. Berdis wants to know, how important is room layout in creating a productive space? I think you've answered it, but if you can just, maybe she wasn't listening, just kindly indulge us. The question again is, how important is room layout in creating a productive space?
Okay, so design is not just about aesthetics. Like I said, it's about functionality. Now, design is basically the process of purposefully planning the creation of something with specific intentions in mind. And so whatever you're creating, could be physical objects, it could be systems, it could be experiences. And so, for instance, in a room, physical objects, we are looking at, assuming it's a bedroom, then we are looking at, say, a bed. Now the system, or how am I going to lay this thing out so that it works for me, and then experience how does this make me feel. And so basically look at what you're doing. All it's telling you is that these things I'm putting in this space, how does it make me feel? So if it's a room you're looking to, let's say a living room, for instance, position your chair. Sometimes you enter a living room and you realize that if they had moved just this chair from this space to another space, it would be a little more spacious.
Yes.
For those who are doing Airbnb apartments, one of the things I recommend now is that give the kitchen, because a lot of them come with open space kitchens. So instead of buying like a full dining set table for eating, just give them an island.
Yes.
And give them high chairs by the island. That's all. And then the room becomes so spacious, there's space, and you can even have your children playing around. Nobody's going to bump into some chair or something.
Okay, so I have the last question from a lady. She says she wants, I think we've answered this, but let me just, she says she would like to ask if good lighting can make you focused when she's working, or it's just a myth. I think you have hammered that.
Good lighting is so important.
Yes.
It's sad that we don't look at these things when we are creating working spaces. So sometimes you have somebody say that once I enter the space, once somebody told me that, says, once I enter my shop, then I feel so dull, I feel so unmotivated. It's because there's no window around, there's no lighting. The place itself is not giving you life. Your space is supposed to breathe life into you. And so lightning is so important. It's not a myth. It actually helps you to become more alert.
Yes. Okay, so it's not a myth, as Lillian said, and it's actually facts that you need good light, you need plants, and she prefers the natural plants.
Yeah.
She's not like me, who will make headway for you and say, okay. But Lillian, thank you very, very, very much. You have been amazing. You have been informative. You have been educative. And this is exactly what we need to set the conversation going. So thank you very much for coming. And thank you for
having me.
Yes, and thank you for hitting the spots exactly where I wanted you. It's as if we rehearsed it. We didn't rehearse it.
We didn't.
No, we didn't at all. So you've been listening to my beautiful and very talented and educative guest, Lillian Nate. She has hit all the spots at the right places, and tune in to Z Decor Live every Tuesday. Sorry, is that Tuesday?
Friday.
I'm tired. Every Friday.
Every Friday.
At 2, repeat on Sunday. And I'll definitely bring her back, because there's so much when it comes to decoration, interiors, exteriors that she can help me with and help all of us with. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening, and I hope you had an amazing time. And my name is Nabia, and now I have to sign off, or else they'll kill me. All right, bye.